One of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
The most important scientific paper.
Kanye wasn't lying when he said it.
This is probably going to blow your mind. You actually go...
I have not been the same since we had lunch. You explained to me there are ideas percolating that the fabric of space-time might be woven by wormholes that connect the virtual particle pairs that come in and out of existence. And that if they're connected by wormholes, rather than just some field, then the wormhole is an actual structural texture of the universe.
Yeah. In fact, the other way.
Now I'm sorry.
What?
First of all, I need some weed to even deal with this.
You always need a good like button to really understand what's really percolating out there. The only thing percolating is the thing that's in my water pipe. Never mind. Hey, wormholes is a thing. Hey, they're part of the universe. We're gonna go through them. We are them. They're literally us. We are the things. Hey, there's another being just like you that is connected by a wormhole potentially, or even a particle being of sorts. Oh boy. Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, I got some more creepy, weird, strange, mysterious, all the things for you page content. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain.
One of the worst things I've ever seen.
Why is the CIA afraid of quantum mechanics?
Because in principle, they're so powerful you can break any digital code. Because how do you put a code into a computer? If I have a number that's 100 digits long, I ask the computer factorize it as the product of two smaller integers. That could take 10,000 years to solve that problem. That's why you're safe. That's why no one can break into your code, because you know how to factorize these two numbers, but the criminal does not. A quantum computer can crack it just like that.
Oh my God, this is so true. And I don't know if I've said this enough. I come from the cryptocurrency world, and there is things like quantum safe blockchains or quantum safe formulas that are supposed to help prevent this quantum computing to basically decrypt what you've encrypted. And that's literally what's going to happen. You know, there's RSA algorithms. There's all kinds of encryption algorithms. Once this quantum computing is tasked to solve one of these things, they are saying, hey, it could break thousands and thousands of computational devices that we're using right now to do crazy transaction and log keeping. You know, one quantum computing put in the right direction, and then boom, the entire blockchain's broken. What do you do then? Oh, you stop it, Teddy. You're fear-mongering. You know that Bitcoin gonna be there till the end times. I know. No, but it does have a set date to end. The last mint date.
Christopher Lee once revealed the dark truth behind black magic, and most people ignored it. Watch this.
Do you regard black magic as being purely fictitious, or is there some truth in it? Some truth. 100% truth. There is nothing fictitious about black magic, in any way whatever. It is a fact. It is a fact which has existed for several thousand years. I mean, when we talk about black magic, we are talking about Satanism, necromancy, alchemy, witchcraft, worship of Satan, the worship of dark forces, whether it's voodoo, juju, whether it's something practiced in the Western world or the Eastern world, whether it's easily defined or not easily defined, the order of the left-hand path, the following of this, the following of that. It is basically the worship of the force of evil as embodied by Satan, Lucifer, the princes of darkness, and their leaders, and so on. In a very simple sense, of course, it goes much more deeply than that. It is a fact. It is a desperately dangerous fact. It does exist. It exists around us today. Satanic ceremonies will be happening in Britain tonight. Very definitely. Ask any priest, ask any member of the forces of law and order, and they will tell you that Satanism as such, it's there, and it has been for thousands of years. Man has worshipped the devil longer than he has worshipped perhaps an established religious figure.
Lee wasn't just an actor. He was deeply knowledgeable in the occult. He claimed that real black magic rituals happen among the elite, and warned that their power comes not from fiction, but from ancient, dangerous truths. So you better pay attention because...
Wait, first and foremost, I'm not here to change your religious beliefs. I'm literally just reacting to this content. One of the main takeaways that I'm having when I hear this person is like, literally, it feels like one of those things. If it's not my religion, it's, you know, bad. It's black magic. It's whatever it may be. It's devil worship, whatever they call it. You know, that's kind of what the line I feel like he's at. But I do understand that you can club basically anything that's not your religion into one single category, call it black magic and say voodoo, Satanism, Luciferians, Scientology, literally everything else goes under this bucket. Yeah, we don't understand it, but it doesn't mean that it's not true. It's basically what he's saying. Like, hey, it does exist. So it's like, you club it all into one category called black magic, but it kind of still exists. And I'm not here to disavow any witches that may be watching, or any Luciferians, Satanists, any Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, Jainism. If I don't say religion, don't get mad. Right? I'm just saying, I'm not here to change your religion. You still believe whatever you want. We're just simply reacting. We're simply reacting. Hey, I like the black magic too, just like the white magic. I like all the magic.
There are apparently drone robots now that will go and pick your plums. These drones literally, they just fly around, and they have a suction cup on the end of the mouthpiece, and it literally just, it's like, and it just really grabs onto that delicious fruit, and then it carries it and drops it into a, looks like some kind of trampoline looking thing. Anyway, it gathers it all of it, the nectar.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's great. It's not free labor, but it is definitely probably more efficient. But I really I'm fascinated at how gentle these robots are with these plums.
Yo, this is actually really cool. And I know, Teddy, their robots are replacing the jobs of, you stop it. The humans were getting all kinds of problems because of like the chemicals that were sprayed on these plants, and their interactions with those plants caused them to fade and degrade. Regardless, the robots won't have that problem. They can just keep going. Oh, we got to change a rotor here and there. They're going to be fine. Wow, it's still pretty cool. So now what? They start replacing all the human farmers, and now robots just run the farms? Now we just rely completely on the robots to pick and grow our food, water our food, make sure our food has good nutrients. Literally, the robots are running everything, and we're just letting it happen because that's what you got to do in order to reach singularity. That's the only way.
I think in 1952, we sent a signal to the cosmos, which is that we're very, very close to being in possession of root-level knowledge. If there was something or someone there to hear us, they probably heard us as saying we're on the verge of being able to come visit. That's terrifying.
Wait, what? Eric Weinstein. This guy's name sounds familiar. He's like a famous fact checker, or doesn't immediately believe the conspiracies or something. So what's he saying? That if alien did get contact with us, that they would be terrified? Or that we would be terrified if an alien got in contact? I mean, I feel like we were already terrified for quite some time, so the contact probably already happened. At this point, we need to figure out if that agreement that they had of once they abduct us, they return us back is still intact or not, because I'm hearing that sometimes they're not coming back, and that's what scares me. Sorry, spiral.
I'm just going to say it, but I think this might be the most important scientific paper of 2025. This 71-year-old geologist, Juan Manuel Garcia Ruiz, redid the famous 1952 experiment by American chemist Stanley Miller, who demonstrated that the exact conditions of Earth that created life could be replicated in a lab, aka the primordial soup. But when Ruiz redid his experiment, he got something even more extraordinary than primordial soup. He got protocells, non-living self-organized structures believed to be the precursor to life itself. He was looking at a snapshot of Earth before life existed, when it was just a proto-world. Eventually, these protocells randomly increased in complexity over time through millions of years of chemical evolution, with some of these structures leading to life. But there was one critical difference between Stanley Miller's 1952 experiment and Ruiz's. Miller used a glass box, while Ruiz used Teflon. And the results of their experiment with Teflon made headlines around the world. Why? Because Ruiz's experiment resulted in no life at all, implying that silica, which is made up of silicon and oxygen found in glass, was essential for creating life.
The answer to life, the universe, everything.
Now get this. When they incorporated silica in their new experiment, it not only produced amino acids, but also the 5 nucleobases that form the core of DNA. And that's not even all. Protocells were also present. Juan Manuel worked out that protocells are like storage containers for the building blocks of life and help facilitate key chemical reactions between these building blocks. So what does this mean? This paper suggests that life on Earth could have started hundreds of millions of years earlier than we previously thought during the Hadean period, 4.6 billion years ago, when Earth literally first formed. Now Juan Manuel and his team are going to continue their experiments and start adding more elemental ingredients to the soup and changing the temperature to see what happens. If you like science worth sharing, give us a follow.
Yo, am I the only one that's like, can we just launch this liquid to a different planet and see if it takes off over on one of those other Earths and then see how they are like millions of years later? Because, you know, we're going to nuke ourselves and something's going to happen where we reset ourselves, and that could be the only liquid because we sent it to another planet that they finally become the humans of our timelines, and that's going to be the... Very interesting. I'm actually quite impressed with this scientific theory, like testing of the hypothesis and the results, you know, and it's pretty cool that he was able to figure out that silica was needed and the glass was one of those catalysts that was, it's like glass, literally glass helped, like silica-based glass helped in literally life. The glass already existed. The glass already existed. Talking about things made out of glass. I'm looking through you. I'm looking through you. Looking through your looking glass. Hey, why aren't you interacting? Come on now. Am I on your TV? Am I on your phone? Am I on your tablet? What am I on? I'm on many things. Hey, I need your help. Goons, please help us out. We need your interactions now more than ever because the YouTube algorithm going, the goons aren't interested because he's not going to click on this after he watches it one time. Hey, I'm looking for them true goons. If you made it to this point, help us out. Interact. Other goons did it before you. Now we need your help. Thank you. Love you.
Maybe Kanye wasn't lying when he said it. Maybe he was telling the truth.
My mama was sacrificed. You understand? Yeah. Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son. Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize.
Have you heard the whole situation with Gilly and his son? It's crazy because in this video, you can feel the agony radiating off of this man. Mind you, he's signing a $100 million contract, and just look at how unhappy he is. Look at what he does when the song says sacrifice. Turns away. And then this man's like shaking it off. And look at him. Gonna be rich forever. Just wait for him to sign it. Wiping his tears.
Oh, is that just like a 1.75 Amsterdam? Bro, okay, is that your brand or something? Wait, this is Diddy's son? What did he say? Regardless, I don't know who this guy is, but like, you're signing 100 million. Barstool is giving you $100 million for doing what? What do? You just hold on to a vodka bottle and that's it? I mean, Grey Goose real good, Smirnoff real good. What's the other one? Popov, it's won some things. You stop it. It's won some things. Oh boy, they're gonna come after you, Teddy. You're coming after them. You stop it. I don't drink. I just make the things. Interesting. This guy is very interesting.
This is probably going to blow your mind. You actually go blind thousands of times a day. Your brain just hides it from you and alters your memories. This is known as saccadic masking. Every time you move your eyes, instead of letting you get blurry vision, your brain just turns off your vision. So you're blind for 1,000th of a microsecond while your eyes move. Your brain tricks you into thinking everything is seamless. I'm sorry, but your life is a lie.
Nah, my brain's slower, bro. That 1,000 of micro, it must be like 5,000 of micro. It was way higher. It's way higher. Oh, it's like 10,000s at this point. Oh boy, I'm so slow. My hand-eye coordination's all off. I can't even win the games that I play. I'm so sick of being hard stuck silver 2 in Call of Duty. Sorry. This turned into Call of Duty again. Very cool. So we're all blind. Maybe we can get the handicap sticker F. Very cool.
Let's go. Hi everyone, my name is Igor, lead engineering at XAI.
I'm Jimmy Park, leading research.
I'm Tony, working on the reasoning team.
All right, I'm Ilana. I don't do anything. I just show up occasionally.
Yo, when I have the Goonland, I hope this is what I get to say. Hey, I don't do anything. The Goonland is run by the Goon Board. The Goon Board, they introduce themselves. They all have fancy titles. And then, like, when it's my turn, it's like, it's not even my turn because I'm not even part of the board. I just exist. I just exist. Oh, boy, Teddy, you're the one that brought us all together. You stop it. You stop it. There's no leaders. We just exist. We just exist. The Goon Board continuously changes, so that way no set soul is in power for too long. That's how it works. That's how it works.
In fact, it's much more likely there will be an air rage incident on planes where the economy passengers have to walk past the first class seats to get to their seats at the back of the plane versus when the first class and economy passengers board the plane separately. And surprisingly, it doesn't just make the economy passengers mad, but the first class passengers too. A study from the University of Toronto looked at millions of flights from around the world to figure out why do people experience air rage. And they found that having a first class section on the plane was one of the biggest indicators that there would be an air rage incident. And the researchers controlled for almost every possible variable that could make people mad. Delays, not enough legroom, someone watching videos on their phone at full volume. But they were able to prove without a doubt that planes with a first class section caused air rage. Airplanes are like a compact version of society, and it's very obvious where everyone falls on the social ladder based on where they're seated. And this inequality is just thrown in people's faces, which leads to people feeling unfairness and inferiority, which turns into anger, aggression, and violence.
Wait, but this is... Oh my god, who paid for this study? Southwest? Spirit? One of the other ones that don't have the first class? Oh my god, but at the same time, he said it's like people that walk past the first class people compared to people that just... Like what? Are separated between first class? Isn't that the same thing? Are you comparing the same? Are you comparing apples to oranges here? Regardless, kind of like the first class. Even though I can't have it, it's nice to know that there are people that I can inspire to be, that one day I'll get to be sitting in that first class. One day. Hey, I may not be sitting there right now, but at least I got that premium economy. It's still economy, Daddy. You stop it. Can't afford the business class either. Oh boy. One day. Using it as motivation.
Why don't jobs train you anymore?
They don't know how. Businesses literally do not know how to teach you to do the job they hired you for. Because for the last few decades, the corporate world has minimized and even demonized education. Part of that has been getting rid of their training programs or education departments. At the same time, they've got rid of any employee whose sole purpose is to train other employees. They deem them inefficient.
I think it's a really interesting clip, and I think it's actually spot on. I think it's one of the biggest reasons why we're seeing such a lack of consistency in companies now. Take management, right? Like, let's take that as a great example. What happens is people do a good job for 3-4 years, and someone goes, great, you're now a manager and you're in charge of these people. But so few companies then go, and here's the training, and here's the structure, and here's how you do it, and here's how you have constructive criticism discussions, and here's how you host a one-on-one. Like, they just simply sort of go, off you go. And the problem with that point is people then start teaching themselves, and either they follow examples they've seen in the past, or they sort of might start looking online and all of that. And then you end up with this situation where everyone's being managed at different quality levels because everyone's sort of self-taught. And that lack of consistency starts to cause real issues. And look, I have a management course, and, it's to solve this direct problem, and you can check it out in my bio. But more broadly speaking, it's something companies have to be aware of, because I really do think it's one of the big reasons why we're seeing productivity numbers low, why we're seeing retention so bad, why we're seeing job satisfaction so low, is because people just aren't being engaged with in the right way. And bear in mind, all of these numbers, if you drive them up, equates to revenue, equates to more profit, equates to more growth, which is all the things that everyone's striving for.
Guys, I will tell you, I've gone through many learning programs, many managerial trainings, many developer trainings, many just company worker trainings, just, hey, this is how our company works, and these are all the things you got to be compliant of. Yeah, I've gone through all this. Let me tell you, any company that's not giving you training is not a thing that you need to, be upset about. There are free tools out there that are much better than these paid trainings, because I will tell you, a lot of the stuff that I continue to use is stuff that I can just look up online. I didn't need to attend no paid course or have a company tell me what to do. I could just go to Udemy. I could go to any of the online training platforms and just learn whatever I need to learn. And even LinkedIn has free learning courses as well. So don't let any say, hey, you're not trained, you're not done. You can get a certificate for anything. Just literally look online and then go start applying. Because let me tell you, companies that do trainings and offer that have a much better retention of employees than companies that don't. So I definitely would say, hey, look for companies that give you those learning experiences and offer those trainings. But if they don't, hey, you're not out of water yet. You can find those yourself. Most likely there's free versions out there. Okay, fine. They're not 100% paid, but hey, figure out if you should get the paid version or if the company will give you some money in order to take that course. Work something out. Hey, I'm just trying to help you out. I know this guy's trying to plug in his course at the end, but come on, man. Come on now.
Is there a possible way to generate an artificial magnetic field on Mars so that it can have a thicker atmosphere and protect colonists on the surface from radiation? There a technology that we could theoretically develop, or would we be better off trying to build underground colonies on Mars?
Yeah. So what she knows is that here on Earth, we have a magnetic field. Not very strong, but we have one. That's why compasses. Anybody remember what a compass is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Old
right.
school.
Old school. We have a magnetic field, and when dangerous charged particles come from the sun, we call it the solar wind.
Mm-hmm.
They see Earth's magnetic field, and then they channel themselves away and funnel in at the poles, and they collide with our atmosphere and render it aglow, causing the aurora.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see the aurora, that's the atmosphere and our magnetic field shielding us from harmful radiation.
Wait, what was the question? Was it related to like Mars and terraforming Mars and like how do we get the oxygen in our atmosphere? Or do we need the magnetic poles in order to like feel normal once we do get to these planets that we've now terraformed? And then like what is this guy saying? Radiation? Somehow the magnetic poles and fields and auroras or stopping radiation. I mean, there's radiation at this point. What was it, the elephant's claw of Chernobyl or something? And there's pictures of people that even got exposed to that and come. Never mind. There's also people that died in Chernobyl. That's also true. And then there's all those mutant animals that now exist from Chernobyl that all have all different characteristics and stuff. And it's like, oh, what's going to happen now? We have now mutant animals of our times. Are they soon going to take over? And then the one species that existed no longer exists because this new mutation is now the new species? I have many questions.
King Solomon used to love having his rings. He asked one of his servants, find me a ring that when I look at this ring, when I'm happy, I will get sad. And when I look at it when I'm sad, I will get happy. He told him, I'm going to have an event 3 months from now. I want to have it before the event starts. The gentleman, he went from town to town, to city. Nobody understood what he wanted. 3 days before they had the event, and he asked this ring maker, King Solomon is asking for this ring. He runs to the back, grabs the ring, brings it to him. The guy looks at the ring, gets extremely excited, and runs back. He arrived exactly in the middle of the party. I have the ring. King Solomon is laughing. Sure. Let's see the ring. He looks at the ring and from a smile, he frowns. It's the famous quote from King Solomon's ring. Do you want to read it? This too shall pass. When you're in hard time, this too shall pass. And when you're in good times, this too shall pass. Don't forget.
Wait, is this real? Is this a real story? Or is this just like one of those things that it's like it's a feel-good like legend of sorts? I mean, this too shall pass, man. That's deep. That's deep. There's a future Teddy out there that's probably made it, but he doesn't know that too shall pass. That too shall pass. Future Teddy, you need to set some other goals for another futurer Teddy. The futurer Teddy needs to have better goals. Maybe don't just have one Lambo. You start getting all the Lambos. You get all the Lambos, buddy. You get all the Goodlands. Don't just stop at one Goodland. You get all the Goodlands. We're going to get them all. Oh, boy. No, boy. I worry about that future Teddy, man. I worry about him. But hopefully he knows. This too shall pass.
All are not even ready for what I'm about to show you. Let's just say that 2025 so far has not been on anyone's bingo card. Okay, y'all ready for this? Researchers have discovered the first ever fossilized human brain from a young man who died during the Mount Vesuvius eruption 2,000 years ago. This is glass. This young man's brain transformed into glass in an extremely hot cloud of ash. I wasn't gonna say it, but this is really taking blowing your mind to a whole other level. Researchers found these small chunks of black material inside his skull back in 2020, not knowing exactly what it was. Now they believe a hot ash cloud of around 510 degrees Celsius surrounded the body, then quickly cooled to turn his brain into glass. This is the only known case of human tissue, or any organic material for that matter, turning to glass. Researchers say this phenomenon is super rare, but not technically impossible. Their theory is that a pyroclastic flow, which is a fast-moving flow of hot gas and volcanic material, buried the man and caused this bizarre transformation. The one aspect that is stumping scientists is how could this pyroclastic flow hit such extremely high temperatures and then cool down fast enough to form glass. Creating glass isn't easy. It requires very specific temperature conditions and very rarely happens naturally. What's even more intriguing is that no other organs turn to glass, only the brain. Scientists think that maybe the skull provides some kind of unique protection that somehow allowed the perfect conditions to transform into glass, something the other organs didn't have. But how wild is that? We officially have gotten our first glass brain. If you like science worth sharing, then give us a follow everywhere at TL Science.
Wait, I'm all over the place right now. Are you telling me that the brain's literally glass? That literally glass is just brain? Oh my God, this is crazy. This is legit crazy. First I worry about spontaneous human combustion. Now I got to worry about the volcanoes that are going to just turn our brains into glass and we just leave the world behind. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. At the same time, do you guys remember that other video where we watched where they were like, hey, you need glass in order to have life? But I'm like, bro, this glass is life. The glass is life. What is happening here? What do we do? For me, when I first looked at it, I was like, this is some kind of like obsidian piece. Like you just got to sculpt it, make a knife out of it or something. But this is some brain. This is a real brain. This is wild. This is wild. And I've even seen the stories where like Buddhist monks and stuff that like mummify themselves are like found later on where their bodies have like crystals in them and stuff. And they're like, oh my God, there's crystals where the mump. It's a thing. It happens. And this girl's like, oh my God, that never happens. No other organ can do this. So what? Those Buddhist monks are just crystallizing their brains. And that's why we see the... Sorry, we're going to do 3 more. We're going to do 3 more.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but houseplants don't filter the air. I'm sorry if this ruins your day. Now, you'll see a lot of articles like this, quoting this 1989 NASA study, but they only filtered a teeny little bit of air. Studies since then have shown that to meaningfully improve air quality, you need 10 plants per square foot. 700 square foot apartment, you would need 7,000 plants. Now, if you want to get 7,000 plants, I'm not going to judge you, but you're probably better off just like opening a window or buying an air filter.
No, I mean, at that point, like, you can just go be Tarzan and go live in the woods. Trust me, I don't go into the woods. I'm still be at home and hope this HEPA filter thing actually works because, man, it always keeps telling me to change the filter. I'm like, how often do I have to change the filter? I just feel like I'm spending all the money on filters rather than... Oh, boy, that's still a lot of plants. I need to tell Emily this. She keeps buying all these plants from me. Oh, Home Depot had these plants and there's snake plant. They do this, that. I'm like, no, we need 10 plants per square foot. This is too much. We're going to need like 20,000 plants. This ain't going to work. Oh boy. Knowing her, she's gonna try and get all the plants, and then soon, why go to the jungle when you can bring the jungle indoors? Oh, it's gonna be like Jumanji. We're gonna do 2 more.
Over time, our facial expressions etch onto the face. Usually by the time we're like 16, 17. So it's not like old people wrinkles. Like if someone's seeking social approval their whole life, this is how we seek approval from other people.
That's why I have the lines on my forehead.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a social person. You see a psychopath? Blank forehead.
Beautiful. Wrinkle-free.
Yes. It looks like Botox in a psychopath. You see a person that spent their whole life super happy and in full enjoyment. You're going to see these crow's feet here from smiling all the time.
On the side of the eyes.
Yeah. You see somebody who's been depressed or angry. You're going to see this muscle right here forms these 2 wrinkles. This is called the glabella. So you'll see lifetimes of behavioral patterns etched onto the face. I call this facial etching.
Yo, what is happening? I promise you, I'm not a psychopath or any path. I'm just literally on my own teddy path trying to figure out the things, and somehow this guy's trying to tell me, no, you stop it. I need to take the Botox. That's the only way I can control the hyperhidrosis a little bit. Because trust me, it doesn't stop it 100%, but if I didn't do it, it'd be far worse. And then it's like, bro, you're just sweating, just existing, bro. What is even happening? I'm like, I don't know. I just need more electro. Sorry. Okay, very cool. Hey, your face says a lot. How many wrinkles you got? Hey, that's not wrinkles, that's experience. You stop it. You got experience. I'm going to do 1 more.
I think we're going to have a non-recession recession.
Which means what?
So think about what happened since 2008. We printed $8 trillion. Exactly what we thought was going to happen happened. Everything went up. Stocks went up, bonds went up, real estate went up, infrastructure went up, cars went up, wine went up. You name it, it went up. So guess what? We're removing that stimulus, and asset prices are coming down. Some of it came down in 22. Some of it's come down a little in 23. More to come. We in the financial markets who benefit and live in an asset world, we're going to feel like we had a real recession. Rates went up, going up as much as they have. We're going to feel it. But is most of the country going to feel like there's a recession? Most of our country does not own assets in any significant way. 3.5% unemployment, job creation still happening, wage gains last month. Even if we have a recession in formal name, I doubt we're going to have the kind of recession that we've thought of historically with massive shifts in unemployment. I think we're having a non-recession recession.
All right, I don't know who this guy is, and I don't want to say he's wrong, but in my current timeline, buddy, unfortunately, this is not how it's going to work out. We're in a place where the job market, you know, they tell you there's jobs out there and no one is hiring. They tell you that, you know, there's higher salaries, there's things are just getting better, the jobs are coming back to your countries, and none of that is actually happening. The job market is vicious. And you start applying, and then the companies aren't even hiring from your own country. You end up finding out that the countries just wait, let the job depreciate, and then they go say, we couldn't find anyone in our country, we got to go outsource it, and then boom, cheaper labor. Yeah, literally they're all doing it. I'm literally witnessing it. Oh my God. And this guy's trying to tell me, oh boy, it's going to be a recession, but not a recession. You stop it. You stop it. Do you know how many people are trying to buy houses and they can't get the houses because the rates aren't even giving? The banks aren't even giving. Literally nothing is working out for them. They could be making the best full-time job. They could be getting that $70K a year, more than average household income, and they still can't get an asset. The issue is not whether they go through a recession because they have assets. The issue is no one can even own the assets, and the assets that do exist, 2022, they went down. The assets did not go down. The housing market, which is a type of asset, a real estate, a type of asset, digital currency, a type of asset. Maybe the digital currency side went down, but the housing side still went up. Those physical assets continued to inflate in prices. And when it did depreciate, maybe it was the initial cough, 6 feet, no one was using anything. But now, I don't know where he gets his information from, but I'm like, my timeline, it'd be very different. Hey, guess what? You made it to the end. I don't want to go too crazy now, but I'm like, yo, you listen. We're going through a recession. It is hard. You're not the only one struggling. There's many people struggling. And just because this guy says he's not facing it, well, he's in the top 1%. He don't need to face it. He don't know. He's clueless. You're not clueless. You're a goon. I appreciate you. I love you. Listen, there should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue the goon fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Wake up.